Today, I'll show you how to set your team up like Mikel Arteta's Arsenal in FIFA 23. So we're going to be focusing on the active season Arsenal have going on. That's the 2022-23 season and tactics around that. And to start, we are going to play with a 4-3-3 with the holding midfielder variant. This is what the team should look like if you're actually using Arsenal, but regardless of what team you're using this with, these are the tactics. We want press after possession loss on defense, and a width of 40, a little narrow, but not comically so like you'll see with some teams. The depth is what gets extreme. 85 is what we want set here, and this is very true to life with the way Arsenal play. They press absurdly high up the pitch. That's going to get you the most realistic results. Now on offense, we want slow build up in possession, probably what you would have expected, nothing revolutionary, but we want a width of 40, again to keep it a little narrow, but we'll see with the tactics on the wingers later on, exactly how this comes into play. Now, to round out the rest of the settings here, players in the box, you could probably set to about a 6 or a 7 to get yourself playing like they do in real life. A lot of runners in the box, and it'll give you options on things like cutbacks, but corners and free kicks can both be set to 3 out of 5. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Now, the player tactics are where things get a little more interesting. For goalkeeper, we want comes out for crosses and sweeper keeper. This will help, especially with that high line when you inevitably get caught on counterattacks. And especially having Ramsdale back there, that should save you from a lot of embarrassment. Now, in terms of the defensive line, both center backs, out of the box standard settings, but both of the wingers are going to be set to inverted run types. Zinchenko on the left-hand side is very attack-minded at times and is going to be set to join the attack, which will get him up in the final third. But on the other hand, Ben White's a little more balanced. He does sometimes get involved in the attacks, but balanced attack should be fine with the inverted run type. Now we get into midfield. Partey is actually going to be very aggressive in defending overall, so he's going to stay back while attacking, but set him to cut passing lanes, and I would actually go as far as to have interceptions set to aggressive as well, to just cut out as many opportunities as you can. Now, ahead of him, the other two central midfielders are going to be a little more attacking. On the Odegaard side, you have him set to stay on the edge of the box for crosses, but the real trick here is to set the Odegaard role to free roam. This will enable the player to get involved in a lot of the creativity in the final third, and as we'll see with the settings for Saka in a minute, they will play well together. And on the left-hand side with the Xhaka role, you want to have support on crosses set to get in the box. This is going to be the more goal-scoring of the two, and rather than being free roaming, stick to position and cover the wing on defense. Now we get to the front three, and this is where it comes back into play with the wingers. Both wingers are actually going to be set to come back on defense. That's really integral to the way Arsenal have been playing and are defensively solid. But on the left-hand side, we want Martinelli to stay wide and get in behind, to keep the width regardless of the narrow settings. And on the right-hand side, we actually want Saka set to cut inside. And what should happen here is that Odegaard, when he's filling in those spaces in a more creative free-roaming role, should pick up the width when Saka makes those runs inside. And as more of a goal threat coming in as a winger, he will also be set to get in behind those. So you'll have plenty of options on the counter-attack as well as in possession. Now up front, we have our final piece, which is Gabriel Jesus. I'm actually going to go ahead and set everything to default here. When I was testing this earlier, this seemed to work the best. He could be set to get in behind. That could be a little more realistic perhaps, but when you have all three players getting in behind, sometimes there aren't enough options in the middle or coming short for the ball. So I found this to work the best. But let me know in the comments if you try this out, what you think with these settings. Also, join the Discord if you haven't already. Would love to see you there. Link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.